I'll tell Rebecca the story about the library because it's quite an unusual story. We lived close enough to the park so that, well, probably about a 3 or 4 block walk.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this candy store, and the woman had one wall of public library books.
Nice.
So,
that's pretty standard in small towns.
Huh?
That's pretty standard in small towns where we kind of
Chicago.
combine.
It's actually
Oh, Chicago.
Chicago.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
But it was outlying, you know. So, so I would go every day, and I get my 2 big books, which was allowed.
Mm-hmm.
And
you're talking when you were a child.
Huh?
When you were a child.
When I was a child,
okay.
yeah. So I'd go every day, and I'd finish the 2 books in a hurry. And the next day, I'd go bring them back and get some more. And I was sensitive. I didn't want this poor woman to think I was a pest.
Right.
So I used to bring along a penny for candy. She had candy at the store. You could get a lot of candy for a penny.
I bet you could.
2 bullseyes, you know. Anyway, I did that until I read every book on the wall that she would allow, you know, because the adult books are out of bounds. So that's the way I spent my summer.
That's awesome.
You know.
That sounds like a wonderful summer, actually.
Yeah.
Was this in Chicago?
Yeah.
Oh, not up in Michigan.
Where'd you get your pennies?
My mom.
She gave you pennies. That's pretty nice.
Did you have to earn them, or were they just kind of freely given?
No. You could get a penny for candy and a nickel for ice cream in the summertime.
That's amazing.
It was the law.
That was the law of the land. Oh, that's awesome. Did a lot of families have more than 3 kids? Were you kind of a small family at the time?
No, not that many.
They were poor.
But reading, well, my brother loved to read, my sister loved to read. I loved to read. Reading was the thing you did. Mm-hmm. And then finally, the radio came in. Somebody gave us a radio that was in a metal box, like so. And it was on the mantle in the living room. So they'd have 15-minute programs.
Oh. Well,
I don't know how many commercials in between, but yeah. I would never dare sit down to listen to the radio because I might miss something. So I'd stand in front of the radio so I wouldn't miss anything. You know?
Yeah. So what was your favorite radio show? Your favorites?
Oh, then they had Jack Armstrong, the All-American Boy.
All-American Boy.
And different soap operas and stuff like that.
Was Mrs. Goldberg on the radio then?
Yeah, the Goldbergs.
The Goldbergs. You, Mrs. Goldberg.
What was that about? What was the?
I remember that from television.
It was a New York Jewish family, and all the stuff that went on around the house and the apartments and the friends.
Was it set in like a certain borough, or was it Manhattan?
I don't think they ever said.
That's funny.
Then they had a what do they call them when they bring them back? Show on TV.
Revival.
Well.
But they
remake.
No, they just brought back the old stuff.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. A reunion.
How about Henry Aldrich?
Oh, Henry. There was a Henry Aldrich, and his family. He was a boy with, some other family members, and he'd get into trouble. But my mother-in-law spoke a very strong Jewish accent and didn't really read because she was dyslexic. So she got everything was from her mouth, from her ears. So she used to call him Henry Horovitch.
Everybody got a Jewish name, right?
Yeah.
Well, Ed Solomon was Jewish.
Oh yeah.
Ed Solomon.
Well, what was I gonna say? What I remember was, I don't remember what class it was, but they would play old records of The Shadow. Oh. And so I got really into radio.
The Shadow.
Radio plays, The Shadow. I would obsessively trying to find as many recordings of that show as possible. And actually my friend and I, we did our own radio mystery on tape. That was like a mystery.
Who knows?
Yes,
The Shadow knows.
I love those. I love those radio programs.